Alright, hello everybody. I'm here today to really refresh your memory really quick about what the magnetic branches are and what they do. We're in my chameleon room. I'm also going to display one of our custom cages, and I'm also going to display the Arcadia T5 high output bulbs. Alright, so I'm going to turn the camera off of me and I'm going to get things started with the animals over here. First thing to get started with is, let me back it off here. This is our 18 by 18 by 36 cage. So right off the bat, if you look and see that already there's a difference in the hardware of this 18 by 18 by 36 of all the other standard ones. There's no kick plate, which we feel is unnecessary because we use puppy pads at the bottom of our cages. We recommend that everybody really should do something like that instead of other things, because it helps with the cleanliness. As you can see, that's Frost right there, who's poking his head out saying hi. Frost is a little bit of an anomaly, believe it or not. He's actually a pure ambilobe. It's traceable. His bloodlines are traceable, but he's those colors. A lot of whites. We don't know, but it's pretty fascinating. As you can see right here, again, the magnetic branches rest in the air, as so. I took away all the climbing points for him. Usually there's something from there to there for him to climb to, and down there, a little zoom ed branch. But I took it out so you could get the general idea. I also removed 2 branches from the bottom just so you could see, you know, so I don't know, if you film something a certain way it doesn't look proper, so I had to give it more of, it just lets you see it better. So as you can see over here from the outside of the cage, the magnet comes on over here. I'm not going to pull it off because this thing will fall if I do. But the magnet's on the outside, the magnetic material is at the tips at the end of the thing there. The branches, somebody asked me, why don't you make them rough for the chameleon to shed off of? If you can see here, it has almost like cactus ridges, sorta. So they have something to grip, and they also have something to rub themselves against when they shed. Essentially, if you hook these branches up right, you could hang almost a gallon of water off of one. And, you know, whenever I set up a cage, just while I'm on the topic here, if you just have a quick look inside, the basking spot is barren and empty where you can just go and bask. The leaves and everything is a dark corner that you can go under and get out of the sunlight if you wants to. And I'm putting this is a new setup, so the misting nozzle, which I have, which is right here, this is not mine, this is a Mist King nozzle, would be over here, aiming at here. And yes, I just plugged the Mist King while I'm also plugging my own misting system. Whatever, anybody, you know, share and share alike. The cage has no bottom door, which makes it a much more easier to access, durable, clean. The hinges will not rust like any of the other cages. The screen is very high quality. The metal is high quality. It's really good. In this fixture up here, we're using a zoom ed fixture. Again, another company I'm plugging while I'm doing my thing, but whatever. I don't know if you can see in here, but these T5 bulbs are phenomenal. They put out an immense amount of light, and I mean, that's it. It speaks for itself. I mean, just look at how lit up this cage is with those tiny lights, you know, and they put out a lot. And his colors are phenomenal. You know, his colors are fascinating and phenomenal, very vibrant and bright. So that's what we do there with the cages. The magnetic branches, I mean, you could use them on glass if you wanted to. We have a stronger, bigger one that we use. I have to come down here, walk past all the other cages. Now if you look in here, you can see that we have bigger branches, bigger magnets, bigger cages. My Meller is in here. He's down there. Mueller. Yeah, he likes the bigger branches, obviously, because he's a bigger chameleon. I adhere, these are just my own personal ones that I have glued in and done up with glue. But we use epoxies and other magnets and stuff like that for the more professional grade ones. We originally did one, we did this in acrylic, and we sanded the acrylic so that they would have something to walk on. That's, whatchamacallit, that's Oswald, my Andappa, right there. He's hanging out. He's looking at me like, oh man, this again. Acrylic can be used if you'd like acrylic. It's a nicer looking color. You know, it's neater looking than it is. I don't know. I prefer the green because it goes with the environment. The acrylic is something a little more fancier. If I had used maybe a PVC cage or something along those lines. Another thing that we could do, say hi, George. That's George, my Tomatov. Hi, George. George got bit by a cricket, so he's got a little mark on his face. He's not happy about it, but George gets by. This is our prize child here. He's the product of Rex and Pandora. If he would come fully out, you could see his colors. He is absolutely amazing. He doesn't like the camera. Or maybe he's just yawning. I don't know. Whatever you're doing, he's hungry. He wants something to eat. But he's a charmer. That's his father right there, Sexy Rexy. But again, back to what I was talking about. It's not hard to achieve the goals that we're trying to achieve, which is cleanliness, keeping things very pristine, keeping things very neat and organized. I mean, even on these smaller cages that we have over here that we put younger females in, you could see that these, you know, keep a very, very good hold. You know, it keeps the branches and the ivy in one straight line. You can just take the whole thing out and clean it. Again, you know, we use unscented, unattracted PP pads at the bottom of our cages. The misting system that we're using is also magnetic, believe it or not. So you will be able to actually position these nozzles anywhere on top of this cage, and it'll be held in position by a magnet from here and underneath, coming underneath to grip it. And you can position them anywhere on the cage you want with an arching nozzle that kind of arches down, like the tip of my finger would be the nozzle. So it kind of arches down like this. Sort of similar to what a rain dome does, only this is just one thing aimed down. You don't need a big dome or anything else like that. The products are all experimental in the sense that they're all being done by hand by us. The Arcadia lights speak for themselves. The cages speak for themselves. The branches speak for themselves. There's really not more I could tell you. You know, anything that we produce, our animals always, our chameleons are all, one side of the bloodline is F1, the other side of the bloodline is wild caught. I mean, that's really it, you know. Again, I always come on trying to make a video and explain to people, like, this is this, but I have nothing to say because, again, the products all speak for themselves. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up about anything. If you have any problems or anything you need, please feel free to hit me up. I'm up all hours of the night until very late at night. 973-563-9097 or jsick@gmail.com. All right. Thank you guys very much.